This is News 14 Carolina meteorologist Matthew East, and thanks for clicking on to this Tuesday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday weekend. It turned out to be a pretty soggy weekend in many spots around the Carolinas. Now, the beach areas didn't do too bad for a good chunk of the weekend, but a lot of rain elsewhere around the Carolinas, and the pattern not changing much today. There's a look at the water vapor imagery this morning. Remember last week we were talking about all the flooding rains down in North Florida. That was with an area of low pressure that actually developed and moved from Florida inland across the Gulf Coast of Alabama, and this morning is currently sitting up in northern Missouri. And what that low pressure has been at least partially responsible for is pulling up lots of moisture, and this is really a fetch of deep tropical moisture. You can follow that all the way down through the Bahamas, even down toward the eastern Caribbean Sea. So that's a pure tropical air mass that continues to feed right on into the Carolinas. That's the upper air pattern for today, and you can see what's left of that upper level low sitting back in parts of Missouri and Iowa. The result of that tropical air is very mild, muggy conditions all across the southeastern and the southern part of the country. A lot of 60s and 70s for those 4 and 5 a.m. temperatures this morning. And the radar here just before 5 a.m., there's been some very heavy rain overnight in the foothills and the mountains. 2 to 3 inches of rain is spotted, and it's still coming down as I'm cutting this video. Also another batch of showers and a few embedded thunderstorms moving inland around Myrtle Beach and Wilmington. That is lifting off to the north and northwest. So here's what's going to happen today. We're going to see more showers and thunderstorms. It looks like they'll be pretty numerous once again. And like we have seen the past couple of days, some of those areas of rain will be locally heavy. There could be some localized flash flooding issues as those tropical downpours occur as we go through the course of today. So be aware of that. Tomorrow, looks like another pretty decent coverage of showers and thunderstorms. The air mass remains very soupy. But things then begin to slowly change after that. This is a look at the surface map as we get later on in the day for Thursday. And so this is Thursday evening. And you notice by the lack of precipitation, some drier air back here over the plain states. For Thursday here, I think scattered afternoon thunderstorms a pretty good bet. Friday, that drier air getting closer, but still, as the front crosses our area, there'll be a cold front moving through Friday, so I think at least some scattered thunderstorms possible Friday afternoon. But it looks like by the weekend, that front's well off the coast, a drier air mass in place here, so it looks like a warm and primarily dry weekend ahead. Maybe some mid-80s for highs Saturday and there again on Sunday. And as we go to the following Monday, another cold front well off to our north and west, but it looks like still probably a dry day on Monday. So, drier air's coming. We'll probably get back into some 50s for lows over the weekend and 80s for highs with lower levels of humidity. But still several more of these soupy tropical type of days with a lot of showers and storms before we get to that drier air mass. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a wonderful Tuesday and God bless.